So I was away for a very long time, and I went away to take part in a sports competition in Thailand and had a long vacation after that. And then in early August, which is when I went away, something changed in Hashicorp. The source code licensing for their products has moved from MPL, which is Mozilla Public License, to BSL or BASL, which stands for Business Source License. And what this means, essentially, is that the licensing of their products' source code has transitioned from being generally open source to having commercial limitations. I was in Thailand when I read about this announcement, and I was trying very hard to focus on the competition that I traveled to and not to think so much about the license change. And then 2 months on, I thought it would be worth talking about the effect to me, to this channel, and to you who might be on this channel, trying to learn more about infrastructure code with Terraform. So let's quickly talk about it. As you may have noticed so obviously in this channel, I use quite a lot of Hashicorp products, particularly Terraform, when I discuss anything with infrastructure code. And then on the 10th of August, this came up. Hashicorp has published a blog on their website explaining all about the license change and the rationale behind the move. I personally did not expect this change considering most, if not all of their products from source code to the actual software started as fully open source, which, if you come to think of it, the open source community would have provided significant contribution to the maturity and general use of these tools. But then, if you have licensed and paid tools and software that have HashiCorp's tools embedded in it, it would really be unfair for HashiCorp to remain open source, especially if you have an army of developers to pay for to ensure that the tools are developed and enhanced further. But this is not a debate that I intend to take part of. I find it funny that I'm saying this, but I don't think I have strong enough influence to convince HashiCorp to revert this license change. But what I can do though is try to understand how this affects me and what I do. If we are using the software as it is, meaning using the software as they are packaged and released, and we are not embedding the binary or building a tool that runs in a production setting and intends to compete against HashiCorp's business, then we are not necessarily affected by the license change. So what I have been doing that generally involves showing you how Terraform is used along with some practical examples and use cases are safe to continue. I'm obviously not providing a service that competes against HashiCorp's Terraform software, and my usage are generally internal and personal by nature. At some point in the past, I started exploring the source code behind Terraform in an effort to understand how it works and how it integrates with cloud providers. This came about as a result of troubleshooting a crashing Terraform run, which then evolved into an interest in writing up my own set of providers that I can integrate with Terraform and write infrastructure code for. This scenario, I think, could be impacted by the license change. And this, I think, is where I need to be careful about. I am someone who prefers to take simpler approach to things unless the effort to explore contributes to expanding my knowledge of the tool without legal implications, of course. I should be able to continue doing this since my efforts would be very personal and non-commercial, but this situation with HashiCorp's license is too complex to handle. So I might just have to park the efforts to the side or at least keep it to myself. There is an explicit section on HashiCorp's license FAQ on their website that indicates who is impacted by this license change. This section on the FAQ on their website reminds me of several tools that I have showed in the previous episodes on this channel. Some tools that I remember include InfraCost, which is a good tool that summarizes potential spend for infrastructure resources stood up through Terraform. I also did a video about TerraGrant, which is also a very good tool that allows you to consolidate and organize related infrastructure resources together. And very recently, the GitOps tool called Run Atlantis, which automates infrastructure deployment through Git. And I think most of these functionalities in these tools, in my opinion, are supplementary to what Terraform provides and not necessarily competitive by nature. However, Hashicorp defines competitive offering as. So in my opinion, when it comes to the commercial aspect of Terraform, especially for cases that are really difficult to discern, only Hashicorp can tell you whether your usage is legally safe or not. And they do have an email address that you can contact for clarity. So as far as Terraform usage on this channel is concerned, I'm quite confident we are on the safe side. So you will continue to see more knowledge dump videos on Terraform in this channel, provided I get the time to create them. As far as options is concerned, there is a new tool in town called OpenTofu. It was originally called OpenTF, which is a spin-off of Terraform with the intention to keep Terraform truly open source. So this is what we are going to explore in the next episode, so stay tuned. For now, keep learning and stay safe. See ya.